All right, hey, what's up everybody? Landon with LMR.com. It's Dyno Day. And the car we have on the dyno today is keeping comp. This is LMR's project car. It's a 2004 Mustang GT in competition orange. For those of you that follow the channel, y'all probably remember this car. Did a lengthy 8-episode series, I believe, on it. Then we came back and released the master cut. Those videos have done well, got a lot of great feedback. Pretty much with us fixing the entire car, from the interior, paint and body, really everything but the engine and suspension is what we touched. And we didn't know where we wanted to be with an engine. I know a lot of you had showed interest in, kind of building up the 2-valve and doing all that stuff. But kind of in where we're at and in the day and age in which we live, the Coyote was just the better candidate for what we had to work with. By the time we nickeled and dimed a 2-valve build, I think it would have been great, but we still would have ended up with the power we didn't want to be at with the car. And we could have unraveled it further and, did a forged bottom end, good cylinder head, some boost. And yeah, we really could have turned things up. But for us and how we operate here in solution-based products and parts offerings, specifically Coyote swaps, we landed on a Gen 2 Coyote engine out of a Mustang GT. I think it's relatively lower miles, 30, 40 something thousand. But all along the way when we got this engine, we did do some church up and some dress up to it. It's kind of one of those while you're there type of thought processes. We did oil pump gears, crank sprocket. We did the GT500 aluminum valve covers, power by the hour accessory drive setup. But what's cool about this has our SVE Coyote Swap Shorty headers. So we didn't have to change K-members or do anything like that. We bolted those to the engine, dropped the engine in, and bolted it straight to the 3650 that was already in this car. Now, one thing that we did change that we didn't have to change was the mid-pipe. This car had a free-flowing mid-pipe, but kind of one of the drawbacks to it was the whole thing was welded, and we wanted to get away from that. So instead of that free-flowing X-pipe that it now has a Bassani X-pipe with some high-flow catalytic converters. Still the same catback, aluminum drive shaft, 373 rear gear, 18-inch wheel with the 285/35/18 tire, and we have 93 octane in the tank. What's cool with this, we did do kind of our own DIY cold air kit, if you will, in that we sourced a MAF housing that is correct for the Ford Performance calibration that's already in the control pack. So we didn't have to go get a tuner, we didn't have to go get a cold air kit, we didn't have to get a custom tune, and when you do all that stuff, you got to relocate your battery, you got to go to a different degas bottle, and just a lot of things to sort out and more money you have to spend. And the whole thought process behind this was to do it in a relatively inexpensive manner. For us, we didn't really add anything up, but the parts that we did put on the car, you can go add them up on the website and kind of get you a rough estimate. That's pretty much a rundown of the car. I'll make a quick trip, make sure everything's good to go, and then we'll make a hit. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and take a look at some results for keeping comp with the Gen 2 Coyote Mustang engine. 385.6 horsepower at 6,400 RPM, and then 362.2 pound-feet of torque at 4,300 RPM. Really impressive. That was pretty much what I guessed, kind of off camera and talking with some of the guys around here. It's probably going to make what a Gen 2 2015 to 2017 Mustang was making, and it's very close. A little down on torque, but that's probably just due to the nature of a log style manifold with the SVE Coyote Swap Shorty header. Now here's where it gets really good. We went back and we pulled up the good run from this car after we got everything sorted. It had the original PI intake manifold on it, the little aftermarket cold air kit, but it still had the factory throttle body and plenum, and everything else, as mentioned before, was all the same. I'll pull that run up here real quick. It made 242.3 horsepower at 4,900 RPM and 274.5 pound-feet of torque at 4,200 RPM. So there you go. There's why you need to do a Coyote swap. Yes, you could arguably say, well, boost will get you there too. Well, this engine had 185-something thousand miles. Don't know how long that would have lasted with some boost. And again, for where we're at and where the visions were with the car, we just wanted some good old-fashioned modern, naturally aspirated power from a Gen 2 Coyote engine. I'll just pull up my phone here. We'll do some quick differences. So we're at 143.3 horsepower at peak increase. And then for torque, we're looking at 87.7 pound-feet of torque at peak increase over the 2-valve engine. And the curve, it's even crazier, really. I mean, it's impressive. And you can see the nature of a 4-valve with the extra cams, the intake manifold. I mean, just everything about the Coyote engine. You know, Ford built the thing to just make power across the entire RPM range. That's the whole purpose of, you know, the intake manifold runner controls for this particular engine, the Gen 2. It's the whole purpose for variable cam timing. More to come on this car. I think, you know, we can probably come in here and compare some other runs just for a little bit extra data, but for this video, this is just the debut of the Gen 2 Coyote Mustang engine in keeping comp. So I hope y'all enjoyed this one. As much as we enjoy bringing all this to you, I think it's great data. It's great to see the parts in action. If you have any questions, drop us comments. We'll get you taken care of. And then if you find value in what we're doing here, please consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. And then until we see you in the next one, for all things Coyote Swap New Edge Mustang, keep it right here with the Real Enthusiasts, LMR.com.